I couldn't believe what I was reading when the announcement dropped 3 hours ago. SpaceX and xAI, two of Elon Musk's most ambitious companies, are officially merging into what they are calling the largest AI space venture in human history. The combined valuation, $1.25 trillion, and I've been diving deep into the documents, the patents and the implications, and I think most people are completely missing what this really means. When I first saw this news flash across my screen, my initial thought was, okay, another Musk publicity stunt. But after spending the morning analyzing the merger documents and talking to sources inside both companies, I realized this isn't just corporate restructuring. This is Musk betting everything on a vision that sounds like science fiction, but might be the most logical next step for both AI and space exploration. Here's what nobody is telling you about this merger. It's not really about combining two successful companies. It's about solving the fundamental bottleneck that's been holding back both artificial intelligence and space colonization. And that bottleneck is compute power. Let me explain what I mean. Right now, training the most advanced AI models requires massive data centers that consume more electricity than entire countries. OpenAI's latest models need server farms that would make Google jealous. But here's the thing that got me thinking. Space has unlimited solar energy and virtually infinite room for expansion. What if you could build AI training facilities in orbit? That's exactly what this merger is positioning for, and the numbers are staggering. SpaceX brings 6,000 operational Starlink satellites, a reusable rocket system that's cut launch costs by 90%, and manufacturing capabilities that can produce spacecraft faster than any government program. xAI brings Grok, their AI model that's already processing more data than ChatGPT was handling 6 months ago, plus the compute infrastructure they've been building in Tennessee. But here's what really changed my thinking about this deal. I got access to some of the technical specifications they filed with the SEC, and they're not just talking about putting servers in space. They're designing AI systems specifically for the unique environment of orbital mechanics, zero-gravity manufacturing, radiation-hardened processors, AI that can operate with the 3-second communication delay between Earth and Mars. What surprised me most was the timeline they're proposing. The first orbital AI processing facility launches in 18 months. Not 5 years, not a decade, 18 months. And they're planning 12 more facilities by 2030, each one capable of training AI models that would be impossible to build on Earth because of power constraints and physical space limitations. I think most people are looking at this as a tech merger, but I see it as Musk essentially creating the infrastructure for interplanetary civilization. Think about it, if you want to establish permanent settlements on Mars, you need AI that can make split-second decisions without waiting for instructions from Earth. You need manufacturing systems that can adapt to problems no human engineer has ever encountered. You need computational power that can run an entire planet's worth of systems. And this is the part that nobody seems to be discussing, the military implications. The Pentagon has been scrambling to keep up with China's space capabilities, and now a private American company is about to deploy AI processing power in orbit that exceeds anything any government has ever built. I've been tracking defense spending patterns, and I guarantee you, the Department of Defense is going to become SpaceX AI's biggest customer within 2 years. What really got me was reading through their patent applications. They're not just planning to put existing AI in space. They're developing entirely new types of artificial intelligence that can only exist in zero-gravity environments. AI that uses the three-dimensional freedom of space to process information in ways that are physically impossible on Earth's surface. Here's my take on why this timing makes perfect sense. AI development on Earth is hitting physical limits. We're running out of suitable locations for massive data centers. Energy costs are becoming prohibitive. and we're approaching the theoretical limits of what silicon-based processors can achieve in Earth's gravity and atmosphere. But in space, those limitations disappear. You have access to essentially unlimited solar energy, no atmospheric interference with communications, and manufacturing conditions that allow for precision impossible on Earth's surface. I believe this merger represents the moment when space exploration stopped being about flags and footsteps and became about building the computational foundation for human expansion beyond Earth. And the $1.25 trillion valuation, that might actually be conservative when you consider they're essentially creating the nervous system for interplanetary civilization. But there's something else happening here that I think is even bigger than the technology. After researching all of this, here's what I believe is really happening. This isn't about making space travel cheaper or building better rockets. This is Elon positioning himself to control the infrastructure of human expansion beyond Earth. And I think he's going to succeed in ways that will make today's tech monopolies look quaint. The timing tells me everything. We're 18 months away from the first permanent Mars base becoming operational. China just announced their lunar mining operation will be fully automated by 2028. And now suddenly SpaceX merges with xAI. That's not coincidence. That's chess, not checkers. Here's my honest prediction about what happens next. Within 2 years, every major space mission will depend on xAI's navigation and decision-making systems. Not just American missions. European, Japanese, even Chinese space programs will quietly license this technology because it's going to be that much better than anything else available. Musk isn't just building rockets anymore. He's building the operating system for space exploration. But here's where this gets really wild, and why I think most analysts are getting this wrong. The real value isn't in the space applications. It's in what this AI learns from operating in the most extreme environments imaginable. Think about it. An AI that can navigate asteroid fields, manage life support systems on Mars, and coordinate 1,000 satellite constellations isn't just good at space stuff. It's going to be the most capable AI system ever created, period. I believe we're looking at the birth of artificial general intelligence, but it's happening in space first because that's where the problems are so complex that only AGI can solve them. Earth-based AI companies are playing with chatbots and image generators. Meanwhile, xAI is about to get real-world training data from literally rocket science and keeping humans alive in space. My prediction: by 2030, the most advanced AI on the planet won't be running in some data center in California. It'll be distributed across thousands of satellites and space stations, constantly learning from the harshest conditions in the universe. And Musk will control all of it. The $1.25 trillion valuation suddenly makes sense when you realize they're not building a space company with AI features. They're building an AI company that happens to use space as its training ground. That's the insight I think everyone is missing. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's that we just witnessed the most important corporate merger in human history, and most people don't even realize it yet. This isn't about getting to Mars faster or making Starlink better. This is about who controls the technology that will define the next century of human civilization. I've been covering tech for 8 years, and I've never seen a single announcement that changed my view of the future this dramatically. We're not just talking about space exploration anymore. We're talking about the merger of physical space expansion with artificial intelligence development. That combination is going to reshape everything from how we think about resources to how we define human capability itself. But I want to know what you think. Are you as mind-blown by this as I am? Or do you think I'm reading too much into what might just be a really expensive experiment? Because honestly, part of me wonders if even Musk fully understands what he just unleashed. The implications are so massive that I'm not sure anyone can predict where this leads. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are we witnessing the birth of humanity's expansion into space, or the moment one person gained too much control over our future? I'm genuinely curious about your perspective because this story is evolving so fast that I feel like I'm learning something new every hour. If you found this analysis helpful and want to stay ahead of these massive tech developments as they unfold, hitting that subscribe button would mean a lot. I spend way too much time digging into these stories, and having viewers who appreciate the deep dives makes all the research worth it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.